the heart and the vision behind the Fortress community from the ones who God just put it in their hearts in a dream, and it's just been amazing to see how this has come to pass. And like literally, I don't know what you're going to share, but it began as a discussion point in my office on a Sunday morning that was prerequisited by a dream that was given, and now all of a sudden there's this thing that has been birthed in this region to become a blessing to the region. And so guys, just take some time and share your hearts and what this is that we just have the privilege and honor to partner with you guys.
Awesome. I'm Kyle. This is Ansley. I kind of wanted to give a little background. I know there's a lot of new faces out there that may not know us. We drive the very large 15-passenger van that pulls up. We've got 8 kids and 1 grandbaby. So we're only 30s, so just ask after church about how that all works out. So or don't, either way. But like TW said, this was birthed out of a dream and a vision for the community. And it all just started really with, I think praying into a region, praying into serving with excellence, and just seeing it all unfold has been absolutely beautiful. But I want my wife to talk about it just a little bit for you.
Okay, so back in August of 2019, I had 3 dreams from the Lord. And I'm usually not the dreamer. That's usually him. But this one was so crazy. And I'll tell you why it's definitely not me. The first one was a dream, and I was standing outside of a building that looked castle-y, which is not a word, but it looked like a fortress really strong. And above it, it said, "The fortress, hope is restored, community, serving, and a kids club, one-stop shop." I'm like, okay, that's cool. Write it down in my journal, move on. Next week, same time, have the same dream. And this time I'm walking through the facility, and all these kids are in different classrooms, and then in the back there's kids playing and little tiny homes, and like there's a little elderly lady sitting here, and she's on her rocking chair, and kids are playing soccer. I'm like, oh, that's really neat. Once again, write it down, move on. The next week, I have another one, same time, same day, and it's us cutting like the big ribbon that they do for businesses, and he said the time is now run, and so we did. We got confirmation from a friend that the Lord had given him words about a community center as well, and more confirmations with people donating money for us to buy our building. We currently have 0 debt. God has provided everything. We needed 20. Yeah, it's been crazy. I'm gonna try to keep it all together. We needed, our building was the first colored hospital in our region. It's over on Walnut Street, and we're renovating it right now. But even things like $22,000, which is a crazy number. We prayed for $20,000 for probably 3 weeks, and a lady comes to our back to school blessing and hands us $20,000. Yeah. So the confirmations have been completely wild and crazy, just from these dreams and being faithful to step out. And there's a piece in it for everybody, and it's just been awesome.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit as well about the building that we're renovating, and also about our board that we have, that God has really just placed all together. So we are from Little Chapel, of course, and we have several members on our board that are from Little Chapel as well. But the beauty of this, guys, is we also have board members from Dorisville. We have board members from McKinley. Just
some that don't go to church.
Some that don't go to church. I mean, we have just a wide range of board members, and the heart is unity, guys. It's how can we serve as the body of Christ together? So I kind of wanted to read a verse real quick, and this is the verse that we've really kind of been standing on at the Fortress that God told me whenever I was in my prayer time. It's Isaiah 43:19. It says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." And like Ansley said, every need has been met. Like, we've been able to serve over 400 families. in this short amount of time, really through COVID. I mean, so it's been wild, and 60 beds. Guys, kids that are sleeping on floors in Saline County once you see it, you can't unsee it. So that's what I'm praying over you guys, is that our eyes would open, that we can begin to serve together, not just as a little chapel, but as the body of Christ in Saline County, and to bring heaven to earth. I mean, that's it. So, but as far as the building goes, like Ansley said, we are in heavy renovation right now. You know how on HGTV they kind of make demos seem like it takes a day? That's not true. I think we're going on 5 months now of just ripping into stuff. It's a really good time. So if you have any spare time and you would like to come hit stuff with a sledgehammer or tear plaster off the wall, we supply hard hats. We've got lots of stuff to tear into. Yeah, it's OSHA approved hard hats. We are good. Our insurance provider will appreciate that.
One of the main parts of the dream, which is the hardest to share, was in each separate dream, there was walls of the churches falling down, and they were specific churches that I knew what they looked like in our area. So that's a little hard to put out there, but it was in terms of serving. Like here we have crazy good worship, crazy good sermons, but we're not getting dirty. Like, it's time for us to be at the serving church and get out in the community and meet these people and get the relationships to where we can bring Jesus to them. And that's how we've been able to do it. So I'll give you like a little snippet of like what we've done. We had a family that lost jobs because of COVID. So we helped them to find jobs. Well, then they needed groceries during that time because they didn't have jobs. So then we call and partner with Heaven's Kitchen and other resources. We don't step on any toes. And partner with them to get that need met. Well, then they both got jobs, but then they didn't have childcare, which is one of the big things we see. And so then we stepped in and did childcare, so they were able to keep their jobs. At any of those points, if you step out, they stay in poverty anytime. And so it is a full circle relationship with them and doing life with them, where it is not just handing them something and saying, see ya. Like, we really want to fully have those relationships and do life together.
And in that same vein, so that couple that we've helped from the very first couple that we've ever helped have been at the Fortress all week, tearing out stuff and serving. Now have they came to Christ and said the prayer? No, but guys, we're discipling them. We're coming up beside them. It's all in God's timing, and all of it is working for His good. So, I mean, that's kind of what we've got going on. We do have 2 locations. We have one at 518 East Walnut Street, which is right across from the Apostolic Church there on Walnut Street, and that is the Fortress Boutique. So that's where we have all of our clothing. If you have any drop-offs or donations, clothing, stoves, refrigerators, we literally deliver it all and pick it all up. So that's where you would take those donations. As far as the after-school program, that is at 407 East Walnut Street, and it's the really big brick building with a giant green dumpster that's always full. So, yeah, that's it. But we would love to partner with you guys. Little Chapel has already partnered with us, and we're so thankful for them. Even in the things of using the enclosed trailer to go and pick up and make deliveries, and just financially being there with us, and all the people that have walked beside us. But guys, we want you as individuals to also partner with us by either serving or praying for us. All of those things are critically important here.
There's one really cool thing, too, is Dorsville, McKinley, and Liberty Baptist and Little Chapel are our main churches that are like the bigger churches that are with us. But Dorsville, we've seen a lot of things because of COVID that have broke loose within the community, things that I mentioned in the promo video that we have been praying for here for a long time. And so back to school time came, Dorsville called and said, we can't figure it out, can you do it? We had 2 weeks. And so we flipped it and figured it out real quick. But the coolest part was 20 people from Dorsville came out to our gym at Little Chapel and served and stuffed backpacks here. Like, that is Jesus. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would not have happened. And we are seeing with the pastors we're working with the people that we're working with from these different churches, there's barriers being broken that we have been praying for years. And just God is doing something huge, and we can see it happening, and it's awesome.
I think that's about it.
Okay, so I want to just quickly point out. So you mentioned that you have a boutique that really does. It's not just a boutique. It is like everything, housing. All. One day, I talked to Kyle last week, and he said, "Dude, we got to." And I just love the joy of your heart when you're telling me. He comes in my office last Sunday morning. And he said, "Man, TW, we got to furnish an entire house for a lady who had just, went through a recovery process, and her parents were able to help her with the home, but she didn't have any furniture, anything. And we had these resources, and we were just able to take care of her whole house." I'm like, that's incredible. And so people have asked us, because we had at one time 3 different clothing pantries or boutiques here housed at the church. Well, speaking of partnership, like I said last week, and really what we're doing is that so much of what you guys are doing needs to be an extension of the body of Christ. And so what we did was we said, okay, well, let's take our 3 different pantries, clothing boutiques, and funnel them into one place, so that anyone who comes here and they're looking for something, we're able to actually say, you know what, here's this resource that is a blessing to the community. And now there's not just one body, but several, the whole community has a place to take things in order for you to be able to bless a lady with an entire house to be furnished. And so that's just one of the ways that we are able, or have been able to, outside of financial partnership, join hand with you guys. But before you guys step down, tell us a very practical, what are 2 or 3 really practical ways that somebody this week who says, you know what, I've got a couple of hours this week that I can come help the Fortress in some way. What are just 2 or 3 ways that they can get a hold of you guys and be able to say, hey, I can come do this?
Okay, we have, like you said, boutique is now at our place. And so we have 40 to 50 big bags that come in every week. So we have sorting needs, we have hang-up needs, construction needs. Those are really the main 3 right now, is putting together orders, because right now we still deliver and do pickup. And so those are all big needs.
Absolutely. Okay, so guys, here's the thing. We have a lot of opportunity to partner with the Fortress, and we will continue to hear about them over the next couple of weeks. And remember, on the 22nd of this month, we are going to be taking a love offering, which every single penny brought in for that specific offering will be donated to the Fortress. And what's really cool is for the month of November, Farmers is still doing this, right? So Farmers Bank, that's here in Harrisburg and throughout, they are matching $120 per donor, right? For every donor that gives, they will match up to $120. So it's an opportunity just to really, again, this is a community thing. So it's a really, really cool thing, and the community's obviously getting behind it. So everybody, let's just extend a big hand of gratitude and honor to these 2 who are just stepping out and following Jesus in this adventure. Love you guys.